to have a response for you in the near future.
Thank you, sir. My time has elapsed. I will now recognize Mr. Ivey for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being here today. I've got to express some frustration with the way the committee and the subcommittee are conducting themselves on this process. I think I said this at the last hearing. I know the Department of Justice was at that one, but it's a little disappointing to see. Like I was looking at this, for example, this is May 25. This is a letter from Jim Jordan to the Attorney General. This is demanding documents with respect to the Internal Revenue Service. There's a whistleblower issue apparently that he had questions about. One of the requests is all documents and communications between or among the Department of Justice and the Internal Revenue Service referring or relating to any investigations involving both the Department of Justice and the Internal Revenue Service from May 1, 2023 to the present. Now, I guess that's only a 2-day period, but of course, the Department of Justice has an entire division that does nothing but handle tax cases, civil and criminal. You know, the timeline for turning that around was June 8th. So whatever that is, 13 days or something, even if they had a longer period of time, the request for that volume of potential documents is ridiculous. Talk about unduly burdensome, and runs into implications for things like, for example, if you have ongoing criminal cases or investigations where production of those documents would be inappropriate because they could undermine the criminal investigation, could involve grand jury material, of course, which you can't turn over, as you just mentioned a moment ago, because of statutory restrictions in absence of a court order. I just think, you know, if we want to try and pursue information in some of these issues, and to be blunt, I think a lot of these underlying issues are a little on the silly side too. Certainly, I think we've got other things we could be doing beyond sort of the Loudoun County School Board issue, for example. And the Nina Jankowicz issue, which I think the department, or the Judiciary Committee already deposed her, but continues to pursue these documents. And just so for background, Nina Jankowicz was an employee who, when her position was announced, you had Mr. Jordan and other members of the House Republican caucus who raised issues about her that led to personal attacks on the internet, in which triggered personal threats to her. She had to hire a private security firm to protect her. They told her she needed to move from her house. She was 8 months pregnant at the time. The security officer told her she needed to go to her gynecologist, her prenatal meetings in disguise in case somebody was after her. I mean, you know, to me it feels like this is an inappropriate overreach of the authority to do oversight. And I'll note this too, I mean, I think the attempt to comply has been significant, despite the machine gun submissions of document requests and subpoenas. But I mean, it looks like here I'm reading the Department of Justice produced over 80,000 pages of documents, made 8 current employees available for 9 transcribed interviews, provided or agreed to provide testimony by senior department officials at multiple oversight hearings, and that doesn't include briefings and the like. With respect to Homeland Security, the Secretary was up here before the Secretary was here and testified before the Homeland Security Committee. So I think it's important for us to be reasonable about the requests we make, even though I think, frankly, a lot of these requests are unreasonable and out of line. I guess it's sort of consistent with some of the other things we've had happen this week. The censure of Mr. Schiff, I thought, was completely inappropriate. And today we had actual votes on impeaching President Biden. which I think is just thoroughly ridiculous. So, but this seems to be consistent with that. That appears to be where the Republican caucus is going. And I think that's disappointing because the people have more important business to get done, but that seems to be where we are. At this point, Mr. Chairman, I would move to adjourn the hearing.